Say word.
What's up, man?
Yo,
What's up, brother?
for new comics? I see you talking about comics.
Oh, man, man. Even in this time of protest and COVID, I still think we're comedians. We have a job. It is a job. It's not just about being clowns. Some comics are clowns, and I'm not knocking them. But the key, how old are you right now, man?
30.
See, you're at that age, so you're at a great age to be a comic. This is your time. You guys like 30 and under coming up, this is your time. And remember, the world's different for you, man. You can't just, I would say this, you can't just talk about dumb stuff anymore, but you still got to find a way to be funny. There's some guys who get so political on stage, they're not funny, and that could just be anybody sitting in the audience. But you got to figure out what's your point of view. The key to being a good comic, man, it's about talking about what your life is, where you come from, what you know, and reading and listening and watching. Comics have got to be educated. Yeah, I think we all start off, we talk about the same dumb stuff. As you look at every comic's beginning, comedies, boogers, farts, dating, stupidness. Everybody thinks they're deep when they first get started, but we're not. But as time goes on, you evolve. You're at 30, man. I don't know if you're married yet. I don't know if you got a fiance or a girlfriend. See, you're not even into that life yet. You're into that life, the selfish life. Dude, it's the easiest. The selfish life is when you get to talk the most stuff, bro. And don't sleep on this. Your selfish life, and also take the hit for when you do something stupid, man. When you say, don't go on stage just dog other people. Let people know in the audience that you're just as dumb as they are. That way you get to talk about everybody because you're not hiding from yourself. You know what I'm saying? I like this, what Brick said. Yes. Brick says, relate to everybody, man.
What from your mistakes in comedy can we learn from so we don't do the same?
I'm saying, you know what? I don't think I made, comedy, even our mistakes are comedy. Remember this. In stand-up comedy, even our mistakes are material. The only mistake, let me see, do I look, you know what? Keep writing. Write your own projects. Write your own movies. Find a network of people that you work with, man. Find some guys that you can roll with. Adam Sandler did that really well, Robert Townsend, find some guys you can roll with. That way you're not begging for stuff. You never want to be begging for work, begging for stuff. Man, get your camera, man. Use your iPhone. Learn everything. Right now, the time is up for you to shoot your own stuff. Create your own movement, man. But there's no mistakes on stage, dude. This comedy is the only art form that the doing of it is the practicing of it. If I want to do music, go ahead.
I'm not saying like on stage. I'm saying like you're a fucking legendary comedian. You've been playing stadiums, this and that. So I'm asking you from a legend's point of view. What? Because I want to get up there like that kind of stuff. So in order for me to get to that status, I'm asking you from a legend's point of view, what mistakes have you made that oh, now you look back, I shouldn't have done that. So that way up and coming comedians will look at your mistakes and not do the same.
You know what, man? I don't look at anything I did on stage as a mistake. Ain't that crazy? I got life mistakes I might have made in my marriage. I might have made mistakes with family and stuff like that. We won't prove that. Comedy, there's nothing I regret. No, only thing I regret, man, I regret, to be honest with you, is when I started out, I was dirty when I started, and then I cleaned it up because my dad came to my show and they said, hey man, there's no clean comics out there to hardly see. And I said, okay, I'll keep it clean, but I know they're going to put me in a box. If I could do it all over again, I would have done an early show clean and a late show dirty. And that way it would have shown, and it's not too late. I'm 64. I'm thinking about going on tour and doing that and just showing people all sides of me so they can get over it and get me in this box. That's the only thing I look back that I would do different. But everything else, the key, man, what's your first name?
Kavork.
Kavork? Man, what kind of name is that?
Armenian.
Armenian, my brother. Okay, man. Oh, it's Showtime, brother. Armenian, man, y'all fighters, brother. All my Armenian fans, y'all tough, bro. Armenians are some of the toughest. I learned a lesson. Don't jump at one Armenian because there'll be 8 more around the corner. Do not jump, man, because you're going to have to fight the cousins. You're going to have to fight every Armenian in that room, brother. I learned my lesson. Man. I learned, brother. I was out there in Glendale. I learned my lesson, my brother. So yes, man, the key, man, talk about that life, brother. See, the Armenian life, a lot of people don't know your history. They don't know the wonderful history, man. Deal with that, man. Show them that this life. Show them what you're about, man. Give your side of, and being an American, and then having Armenian parents who want you to be a good Armenian kid, but they got you in America, so how are you going to be anything other than American? So you living in that double life of trying, okay, I'm trying to be true to my culture, but at the same time, this is where I live. This is how I'm floating, man. A lot of the young kids who come like from other cultures are dealing with the two lives, the lives with the parents are looking at and the grandparents, and the life that you live, man. You got to put that into words, man, so people can understand it.
At a time where there was no social media,
yeah,
how the fuck you started attracting 30,000 seats?
Because there always was social media. I'm gonna teach you a secret, bro. There was always social media. But they call social media now is not social media. Social media is when you talk to people. Dude, I was out and about in the community. I went to radio stations. I would show up, like black radio in the morning is how I sold tickets. I would go to that early morning black radio, but now our black radio has been sold, man. It's syndicated. It's not the same. So what you got to do is use what you have. But dude, for us, social media was me, man, running around. Social media was me being, when I got in the neighborhood, when I got to a city I was going to, I was everywhere. They said, I saw Sinbad here. I saw Sinbad there. So social media to me is people. And I was always a people person. I was always around people. I wasn't scared of people. Now, if I was a comic coming up now, I couldn't tell you what I would do because that's not my head. I can't say, oh, if I was a comic, I'd do something on social media. I don't know what I would do because I think our generation can't talk about what your generation should do. I just know how I use social media, but I don't use it like you because they drive me crazy. I'm trying to figure out, do I post that to a story? Do I post that to the Instagram? Dude, that's too much. It's too much for somebody my age. And then the place I post where my people are at, young people don't go there. So I got to make sure I hit Facebook for my old people. I got to hit Twitter for my old people. And now I'm finding out y'all don't even use Instagram the same way. Y'all do a lot on stories, which I don't understand anything that goes away in 24 hours. I've never understood post something so it'll be gone in 24 hours. Makes no sense to me. But it is where you are. So that's the one you got to figure out, bro. That's the one. Yeah.
How did it feel when you first got on radio? How did that feel?
Oh, dude, the first time I heard me, the first time I saw me on TV, and the first time I heard me in the car, I stopped. I had to pull over, listen to myself. Dude, it was such a trip. Because like social media, you see yourself all the time. Dude, to see yourself on TV and your parents to go, hey, I'm watching you, which means you wasn't crazy and that the thing did work and it did make sense that you did comedy because it don't make sense to any family. Back in the day, now it does because you got influencers and stuff. But dude, when I was coming up, you out your damn mind if you think you're going to be a comedian. And all we had was the 5 channels that got on TV. I didn't know how to get to LA. I didn't know how any of that worked, man. I had no idea how any of that worked, but we just did it. And you got more information from somebody else. And the networking was, I talked to older cats. See, everybody sleeps on older cats now. But older cats had all the knowledge. They had all the knowledge. Yeah. Oh, yeah, my curse, man. I'm that nigga. Look, I mean, I do curse, man. And if you get me mad, you hear some other words. But my whole thing is that I was never about just using words. My words, even when I was cursing, I used it in a way that makes, because remember, sometimes there ain't no other word but a curse word. Red Fox does a whole routine on that. If you slam your hand in the door, ain't but certain words that can make that pain go away. So I believe you can use any language you want. It's how you use it. You done?
Yeah. I heard you inspired. What's that guy who had that show? That guy who had that the toupee, but now he's bald, has his own talk show. What's that comic name?
Which one is that?
Who does that? The show Family Feud. What's that guy's name again?
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yes. Steve Harvey came right behind me. You know, Steve was behind me. There was a club in Birmingham, Alabama. If you can believe it, in one of the most racist states was where I kind of got my big start, which makes no sense. Which I told last week, I almost quit because of that, because I didn't understand how I was going to make this work where I was performing for people my people, you know. So it was Harvey came in after there. It was a comedy club with Bruce Ayers, you know. So that was where a lot of us started. So yeah, that's where I got when I built. Okay, you asked me how I built an audience. For some reason, out of nowhere, I started this club as an opening act. And hey, Silky, I ain't gonna talk about that. So I started in the club there, opening act, and then next thing you know, I'm beating the middle act, and then the middle act, so I can't follow him. And then for a while, I couldn't even get a headline job because I hadn't been in the game long enough for them to consider me a headliner. But I was headlining in 3 months, and they didn't want to pay me headliner money because they said he's too new to pay him that money. But none of the guys wanted to follow me. Then next thing I know, I'm coming to Birmingham, Alabama, and people were scheduling their vacations around when I was performing there. No TV, no sitcom, no movie, just being funny. But remember back then, people would go to a comedy club to find new comics. People wanted, oh, I wonder who the new comic. Now they want to go, well, what has he done? Back then, they wanted to find, say, oh, I met him. I knew Sinbad. Nobody knew who he was. That's the cool story. That I sat down, had ice cream with people, or I needed to ride back to the hotel, and nobody knew who I was. I don't know if that day will ever come back. I don't know if that can ever happen again. It'd be nice if it could, but I don't know if it ever come again.
I see. Yeah, it's always good. The rise is the fun part.
The rise, dude. I miss sitting in a emergency room, nobody know who I am, just to write jokes. I used to go to bus stops and just watch people. I was a people watcher. I would go to emergency room and just watch people. I would sit in the park, just watch people. I'd ride in the elevator and just make notes. I miss that. I miss jumping on stage and nobody knew who I was and I had to earn my funny, which I still do. I treat it like I got to earn it. But when I was coming up, you had to earn that funny, man. You had to give it up because you only had 3 minutes to make it happen.
I see. That's a very inspiring. I really, really appreciate and grateful for this.
All right, man.
How you must be a great networker in order to get on like radio to like advertising.
No, dude, no, I did. I showed up at a radio station, stood outside the door. Tom Joyner, who's Tom Joyner he just retired. Tom Joyner was the man. I showed up in Dallas, Texas, outside his radio station. At 5 in the morning, they said, man, some dude is out there, man. All right, man, Tom, I'm going to get you. Everybody wants some camera time. But I stood outside the door, and they finally let me in.
That's part of the fucking hustle, man. That's fucking crazy. Can I just say thank you so fucking much? I know that.
All right, man.
But and then they were roasting Steve Harvey.
All right, man.
I didn't know
who he
was. I was trying to figure out his name.
Yeah, man. Steve is the man, bro. Steve is the man now. Steve is like, look, Steve took that and made it work, bro. Huh?
How does it feel inspiring people like him is what I wanted to ask.
You know, man, I think it's cool if anybody saw what you did and said, I want to do, because I was inspired. Look, man, Eddie Murphy, I had a picture of Eddie Murphy taped to the bathroom, and he had a picture where he was standing. Yeah, I had a picture of Eddie Murphy on the wall, and he was looking behind him. I said, yeah, man, I'm coming for you. So everybody has to have that thing that encourages them, man. Man, Silky, don't do that. Silky, don't look up the toothpaste. Silky, let it go. Let it go, brother. Let it go.
Yo, much love, brother.
All right, take care, man. You take care.
Love. Thank you for tapping me in, Sinbad.
All right, brother, take care. All right, man.
Remember Steve Harvey saying that you one of the most underrated cats to ever do it, that put him on. You
know what's funny, man? When I hear the word underrated, I always had a problem with that. It's underrated. I said, that means there might be some cats that don't know what I do because they ain't seen me. Mm-hmm. But like pound for pound, you ain't gonna get in the ring with me. Right. See, underrated means you'll still fight me. See, when a boxer's underrated, it means you'll still fight him. It means everybody that fought that boxer said, oh, no, bro. Now, y'all might not be hip to it. I just think I was underpaid. Forget underrated.
Hold up. I can't tell.
Underpaid.
You never stopped getting the scripts and stuff. So how were you underpaid, man?
Man, I had to fight for every dollar. Even now, I go out there on the road, man. I said, the fact I'm even in comedy clubs still, man. I was doing big theaters and stuff, and then things, for whatever reason, Hollywood said no. But I can't blame Hollywood. It's always on you. It's always on you. Hollywood can't take anything from me that belongs to me. So I told as I tell my son who's a director, and I tell my daughter who sings and writes, and I said, keep writing it. The only mistake, I should have told the young man, I did make one mistake in comedy, was I got mad. I got mad and I decided I had earned something. And I got mad and I thought that Hollywood should give me something. I said, you know what, man? When I first came out here, I knew they didn't get me, and I should just stay with that program. And I was laughing at it. I didn't care that they didn't get me because I knew who I was. It's only when you think you've earned something that you jack yourself.
Yes.
You know, you jack yourself when you do that.
No doubt.
And I made that mistake.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna fix that.
And guess what, man? You still have the chops to do it, man. You still got the good looks and an incredible smile. Black don't crack, man. And you know what I mean? Just kind of, you know, like Cool J said, man. Mama said, knock him out, man. You know.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's what I'm gonna do, brother. I ain't gonna never quit. You know, I gotta give credit to Michael Jordan. I gotta give credit to Michael Jordan. People say, oh man, he edited his own stuff. Michael gave us stuff he didn't have to give us. He could have hid all the blemishes. And I don't think a person has to give all the dirt. That's for the other people. Like that guy that wrote the book about Jordan. I don't know, airness or whatever it was. I don't know why it was so important to always show a man's flaws. I mean, yes, we all have flaws, but why was it so important that this book just, you know, was really, the emphasis was on his flaws. What, to make you feel better as a man? To make you feel better because, oh, wow, see, I told you he's not perfect. No man is perfect, so you don't have to tell me a man's not perfect because no man is perfect, all right? So I give Michael credit, man. Matter of fact, I think he comes out even more legendary because he showed you the flaws. He showed you even some of his pettiness. He shows you that he has a sickness with competing. My boy, that's my boy. That boy got a sickness with competing. Now, did it take him to greatness? Hell yeah. Did he pay a hell of a price for it? Hell yeah. Did he get paid? Oh, hell yeah. So, if a man can live with all the things he's done, if a man can make apologies or make amends or whatever it is, you know, I think there were some people who might have been looked like they're thrown under the bus, you know, because with that hatred, you've earned it. You've earned every negative thing that happens to you. So now my thing is this: how do we come out of this? Because now that this race thing is here, the race war is here, it doesn't end. There's no end to this. When we're marching right now, there's no end. The police are still going to beat us up. We're still going to be looked at as second-class citizens. So right now, all we can do is make sure that we get all of the laws passed that we can, that we do as much as we can right now while they're listening. It's not that they care. And I ain't talking about the brothers and sisters, white, brown, black, yellow, that's marching with us and talking. I'm talking about the ones who hate. I'm talking about the ones that just hate us with a passion, because I've said before, and I'm honest about this, my generation and the generation in front of me has to die because it's so in us, it's so ingrained in us. We just have to be gone. Because if you're 40 and under and you're racist, you inherited that racism. Where'd it come from? Huh? You don't know nothing about what happened before.
I'm honored and privileged just to be able to talk with you right now. You have such your legacy, your art, your artistry. I've been watching you ever since I was like young, man. Brain damaged, afro and bell bottoms, even the one you did, you had a cloud painted vest on.
Yeah, man.
So
maybe want to holler. Brain damage. God, brain damage was my first one. Maybe want to holler was my last one. Sinbad, where you been? You know, afros and bell bottoms. Yeah, bro.